Akaash will like Will Smith now. Yes. Nobody will look at him in the same way. Women will ruin your legacy overnight if you're not careful. Thank you for bringing that up. That is something you can't tell a blue pill dude. You can't tell him shit. And that's like one of the most important things that they need to understand. I have so many guys that have come to me after like they read my book and they go, Rollo, this is the best. This is the greatest book in the world. I can't believe it. You saved my life, blah, blah, blah. I need to tell everybody about this. I'm like, please don't. Because people want to naturally want to evangelize, right? They want to say, "Oh, you read this book; it'll save your life," right? And they want to give it to their brother, or their best friend, or their dad, or whatever, who's about to marry this bitch, you know. And I can't believe he's about to ruin his life. And Rollo, he wouldn't read the book. He says you're a misogynist, or he thinks you guys are like pickup artist bros. You're in the Manos swamp. Right. And they don't want to hear it. They're like completely against everything. And they can't, like the guy who's like really excited about it. He can't, why doesn't he? They come to me. Why can't he? And they're like, well, because they're not ready for that truth yet. They have to learn the hard, most people have to learn the hard way. It's like that part in the Matrix. Remember when they're doing the woman in red scene?
Yes.
And he says, Neo, look around you, you see carpenters, plumbers, blah, blah, all the very minds that we're trying to save. But each one of these people is dependent on a system. And that system is our enemy. And so every one of these people can be a potential enemy, right? And they're so inured by it and they're so dependent on that system that they're willing to fight you for it.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what Akaash did with me and with Myron and Fresh 3 years ago. He fought us because he's dependent on this idea, because it's part of who he is. It's his identity. So for him to admit that the red pill in general, let's just say, was right about his marriage. And I mean, it was kind of prophetic that even like what Andrew Schultz was like, well, maybe in 10 years we'll be having a different conversation. No, in 3 years we will be. And that's a great illustration of how Akaash is dependent on the matrix, dependent on the system, right? Because it is his identity. Without it, he has to reassess who he is. And that's the problem, is when guys get to that point where they're zeroed out, when they get to the point where the woman leaves them and they can't believe she turned into somebody completely different. They can't believe their wife is alienating them from their children. They can't believe that she's taken half the stuff. They can't believe I thought it was going to be an amicable divorce. Just go ask Jim Sexton. All these amicable divorces turn into this bloodbath when there's two divorce attorneys sitting across the table from each other. And I can't believe she's like this. I can't believe she really wants to fuck this guy and do all these great sexual things with her jujitsu trainer that she would never do with me. How? And they don't understand that now what's happening is little by little, principle by principle, like fact by fact, reality by reality, that is taking by bits and pieces away from the identity that they had, their blue pill identity. So you can go through it the hard way and be like picked apart piecemeal, and then get to your lowest point, get zeroed out and go, okay, I guess Myron was right. You can get to that point, or you could just eat crow, and say, yeah, I guess you guys were kind of right about that. Right? It takes a big man to do that. And when the only person I can think of off the top of my head, sorry, John Somnus. But John Somnus came to me and apologized for working with Anthony Johnson and saying, you guys are completely right about that. And my first impulse, I'm like, get him, punch him in the face, fuck this guy. I told you so. I had to rein that back in and go, so it's cool, dude. Don't worry about it. It takes a bigger man to apologize and say, dude, I was fucking totally wrong about that. Like, than it does to go, man, fuck you guys anyways, To
admit defeat. Right?
Yeah, to admit defeat. I'm sticking to my guns, Like Tanner Guzzi. Tanner Guzzi is I think he's on his he was married twice. Tanner Guzzi is the author of this great book called The Appearance of Power. And I still use this for like guys who are doing like style, learning how to do male masculine style, like how to dress, why men actually do care about what they look like. Really great book. It's called The Appearance of Power by Tanner Guzzi. But like Tanner decided to side with with Anthony Johnson back in the day, and he is a Mormon and had gone through one divorce, had kids, gone through another divorce just recently, has 7 kids to his name as far as by my last count, and is still got his chin up. He's still going. Like, he got zeroed out, but he came back from it. And I'll have to say this is like, I'm impressed by that. I'm impressed by the guy's resilience to come back out of that. And so, like, I think that when we get to the point where somebody is sort of has this moment of sort of clarity, moment of contrition, we need to be like on point at that time and not be a dick about it. Like, Aaron Clary, don't be a dick about it when somebody comes up to you, right? So, yeah. And that's why I was also going to say is like, it's important to like, if Akaash hit me up tomorrow and said, dude, can I get a copy of your book? I would hand deliver it, get on a plane and hand deliver it to him.